Hello. Hello, hello. Happy not Halloween yet, but we're so close. Well, I'm gonna fall right without puns. I'm gonna fall straight through the door, which is a Dutch expression. I'm gonna trick or treat you right now, and it's not even gonna be a prediction. It's gonna be a poll, because I didn't have points for some of them because I forgot to follow, and I don't want to do that to anyone else. Let me turn down the desktop a little bit because it's supposed to be background sound, not foreground sound. Imagine. Hello everyone. Hello, 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 hello. How's everyone doing? When the poll ends, you're going to see a trick, you're going to see a treat. And it's going to be probably fine either way, I'll be perfectly honest. People who know my stream probably already know what you're gonna see. Unsurprisingly. Oh, thank you so much, Anonymous. Is mine broken also? Do we have the same problem? I think we might have the same problem. No idea how to fix it. Are we fixing it today? Maybe. I don't know. Let's find out. Oh, no, it updated. It was just slow as heck. Spooky. It was very slow. Ooh. Ah, slow updates. That's your first scare. That's your first scary story. Is a very slowly updating goal. Are you scared yet? Yes, I know I am. I am excited. I hope so. I have things in my mouth that I will not be able to have in my mouth while I read. It sounds weird when I say it that way. I think you can probably hear. My glue is a little bit old. Don't mind me. It's because vampires live a long life and sometimes they need to change their teeth. Well, now you know. This is also vampire lore. You didn't know that. It's a vampire lore stream. Ronnie, thank you so much. Thank you so much. An equal. This is extremely on point for my stream. That's what my stream does. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Okay, fine. Fine, get both then. Dang. It'll have to do. It'll have to be. Abe, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate it so much. Okay, well. I hope you're ready for both, I guess. You're getting everything. You're getting everything whether you like it or not. You're getting the trick first because I like tricks better. Yes. Are we surprised? Are you surprised to see my cats as the trick or treat? No, you're not. And of course, Arwen is the trick because she's a little trickster. We have another one. And there's little Lily who never does anything wrong. She can't do anything wrong. Look at her destroying the carpet. Because she is very sweet. And does nothing wrong. Thank you, thank you. I'm a vampire today. I will not be a vampire for the entirety though. I will have to take my teeth out. Because they're technically not good anymore. I've had to hammer them in. No, I will not be a vampire the whole time. I've retracted my teeth for the remainder of this stream. I had to truly hammer them in. Today, we are going to read some scary stories. I bought some books for that. Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Wait, did we already make it almost? We almost made it already. Kids, we've just started. Please, I haven't even started reading yet. Yes, my dentures. I've had to take out my vampire dentures. Please forgive me. And I have to get on with it because otherwise Otter will wonder where I am, and I wouldn't want to leave Otter waiting. I care too much. So we're starting with a short story. I have two. This one is called The Sixth Floor. And that one is called Oh My Lord Maverick. Thank you so much. It is a very short story, but wow, is it explosive. What an explosive short story was that. Not at all scary, but very welcome. Maverick, oh my goodness. Who are you? Who are you, ghost? I haven't opened my book yet. No, that's a lie. I have opened my book. I haven't started reading in my book yet, except for the title, but... Ghosts? Thank you so much. Well, kids, we've made the goal. This is my first charity stream ever because I was always afraid that I was going to bomb like nothing else, but there you go. We've already made it a great success. Thank you so much. Whoever you are, you little spirit of great giving. I'm no longer, well, you should be afraid a little bit because I'm doing a spooky story. You're supposed to be a little bit scared. Let me entertain you momentarily. I should have come earlier in the day. Jack took his hands out of his leather jacket pockets and rubbed them together, and then Landar donated $20. Yes, Landar was there with Jack, but he was doing a donation thing, and Jack was having a terrible time, so really I think Landar was preferable here, as company goes. Thank you so much, Landar. The towering, abandoned apartment building was shrouded in shadows at that late hour, and it was impossible to see through the windows on the 6th floor. He turned to look at the buildings across the street. Hutchinson and Proud, attorneys at law. The noble name belied a fundamentally seedy business that barely scraped by in the slummy downtown suburb. But his girlfriend, Cammy, worked there as a secretary. Jack turned back to the abandoned apartments. The front door was boarded over. He knew there would be other ways to get in, broken windows and ledges and doors without locks, but the thin plywood was rotting from age and had fractured with a solid kick. It felt good to break something. Cammy had been upset for weeks about what she saw through the 6th floor windows, and her constant crying had built a tension in Jack that could only be solved through violence. Inside, the foyer was full of dust and long abandoned cobwebs. A scrambling sound came through one of the gaping black doorways. A rat, probably. Jack rubbed the back of his hand across his nose and glowered at the dark area. The building had been vacant for more than 10 years. It was in such bad disrepair that Cammy claimed it would be cheaper to knock it down and build a new building than to renovate it. But the downtown suburb already had too much housing for its dwindling population. Whoever owned the apartments must have given them up as a lost cause. Broken glass, tiles, and dusty plaster coated the staircase and scraped under Jack's shoes as he climbed. His footsteps rang through the space, echoing eerily back at him from a dozen directions and blending in with his labored breathing. He'd been unemployed too long, he decided. The flab from too many beers and days spent in front of the television was setting in, and his heart had to work harder to lift him up the stairwell. He repeated Cammy's words under his breath as he counted the floors. In the window opposite my office. That would mean the 6th floor, near the building's corner. He just stands there and stares at me all day. He won't after this. Jack squeezed his fingers into fists. He would teach the creep a lesson. It didn't matter if it was a drugged-out hobo, a runaway teen, or just a run-of-the-mill pervert. If they didn't swear to stay away from the window, he would tip them over the sill and let them smack into the concrete sidewalk. The police wouldn't care. Deaths were common in the area, and unless they were blatant murders or easy to solve, they were mostly swept under the rug. The stairwell opened onto the 6th floor, and Jack paused to catch his breath. The empty hallway stretched ahead of him, sad and decaying. Half the rooms were missing doors, and one dying sunlight came through them. The whole area smelled of urine, rot, and sickening organic decay. He sniffed, rubbed at his nose again, then set out down the hallway, counting the rooms as he passed them. It'll be one of the windows furthest along, 2nd or 3rd from the corner room, probably. That would look directly out at Cammy's window. He peered into each room. A couple still had furniture, though they were so badly damaged that they would be worthless. Rat droppings were thick on the ground. One room showed signs of being lived in within the last few years, but dust clung to the mattress, suggesting the owner had moved on some time ago. At last, at the hallway's second-to-last room, Jack found that he was no longer alone. A figure, tall and thin, was silhouetted against the light. Standing at the window, he stared out at the street below. Jack's heart raced, but he drew in a breath to spread his chest. He placed a hand on each side of the doorway, blocking the stranger's escape, and bellowed. "Oi!" The figure didn't reply and didn't move. Something about it struck Jack as unnatural. No human could keep that still. It wasn't even breathing. He held his pose in the doorway for a moment, watching it, then cautiously stepped into the room. As soon as the light was no longer behind the figure, it became clear. The shock and relief caused a laughing fit, and Jack doubled over as he hacked in breaths and drew a shaking hand through his hair. It was just a mannequin. Jack moved up to it and poked the cold porcelain skin as his chuckles gradually subsided. "Geez, buddy, you've been terrorizing my girl for weeks." He pulled out his cell phone, took a photo of the figure, and sent it to Cammy with the caption, "Found the creep opposite your window. He's a real dummy." It was a good pun, Jack thought as he turned toward the window and stared at Cammy's workplace. He could barely see the little cactus she kept at her window. She'd been right. The figure was almost perfectly opposite. He wondered idly if someone had left the mannequin as a prank or if it had just been abandoned like the other furniture. His phone buzzed with a reply message. "What the hell? Did you actually go there?" Quickly followed by, "You promised you wouldn't. It's not safe." The phone buzzed a third time. "And that's not the window guy. He doesn't just stand still. Sometimes he paces." Jack frowned at the final message, then drew a sharp breath as a hand landed on his shoulder. Dun dun dun! Oh no, Jack! Oh no! Buddy! Never go into abandoned, creepy buildings at the dead of night, kids. I'm a vampire, I know these things. And don't worry, I have another one. Don't worry, Otter. I will not be coming in early because I have too much anxiety for that sort of thing. You can't tell me what to do, Stanch. Yes, I can. This story I have actually read on my channel before because I have a story redeem. Sometimes I read stories. So if you have been on my channel long enough, you may have heard this one. But I really like it, so I'm going to read it here again. Because some of you may not have heard it, and it is a story from the Tales of Japan, which I love these stories very much. And it is called Mujina, and it has a little picture. This will only make sense afterwards, when it is done. It is shorter, of course. On the Akasaka Road in Tokyo, there is a slope called Ki no Kunizaka, which means the slope of the province of Ki. I do not know why it is called the slope of the province of Ki. On one side of this slope you see an ancient moat, deep and very wide, with high green banks rising up to some place of gardens, and on the other side of the road extend the long and lofty walls of an imperial palace. Before the era of street lamps and jinrikishas, the neighborhood was very lonesome after dark, and belated pedestrians would go miles out of their way rather than mount the Ki no Kunizaka alone after sunset. All because of a Mujina that used to walk there. The last man who saw the Mujina was an old merchant of the Kyobashi quarter who died about 30 years ago. This is the story as he told it. One night, at a late hour, he was hurrying up the Ki no Kunizaka when he perceived a woman crouching by the moat, all alone, weeping bitterly. Fearing that she intended to drown herself, he stopped to offer her any assistance or consolation in his power. She appeared to be a slight and graceful person, handsomely dressed, and her hair was arranged like that of a young girl of good family. "Hoyochu!" he exclaimed, approaching her. "Hoyochu! Do not cry like that! Tell me what the trouble is, and if there be any way to help you, I shall be glad to help you." He really meant what he said, for he was a very kind man. But she continued to weep, hiding her face from him with one of her long sleeves. "Hoyochu!" he said again, as gently as he could. Please listen to me. This is no place for a young lady at night. Do not cry, I implore you. Only tell me how I may be of some help to you." Slowly, she rose up, but turned her back to him and continued to moan and sob behind her sleeve. He laid his hand lightly upon her shoulder and pleaded. "Hoyochu! Listen to me, just for one little moment. Hoyochu! Then that Oyochu turned around and dropped her sleeve, and stroked her face with her hand, and the man saw that she had no eyes, or nose, or mouth, and he screamed and ran away. Up Kino Kunizaka he ran, and all was black and empty before him. On and on he ran, never daring to look back, and at last he saw a lantern, so far away that it looked like the gleam of a firefly, and he made for it. It proved to be only the lantern of an itinerant soba seller, who had set down his stand by the roadside. But any light and any human companionship was good after that experience, and he flung himself down at the feet of the soba seller, crying out, "Ah! Ah! Ah! Kore! Kore!" roughly exclaimed the soba man. "Here! What is the matter with you? Anybody hurt you?" "No, nobody hurt me," panted the other. "Only... Only scared you?" queried the peddler, unsympathetically. "Robbers?" Not robbers, gasped the terrified man. I saw a woman by the moat, and she showed me. I cannot tell you what she showed me." "Eh? Was it anything like this that she showed you?" cried the soba man, stroking his own face, which therewith became like unto an egg, and simultaneously the light went out. This one I think is so creepy because I know what these creatures look like, but I thought it was so funny that it was described as unto an egg. I love this story myself. I thought it was very creepy to me. Whenever I see them in horror movies, when I see the faceless people, they scare me half to death. So I told it again. I hope you enjoyed those. I hope you enjoyed those very much. I already have Otter open, but I will give him a minute, obviously, because I don't want to spook him too soon. And hammering in your teeth, I can hammer them a little bit again. I actually can't hammer them very well right now because they may fall down. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed them. Thank you so much for the donations. Thank you so much for making my first ever charity stream successful. Do my teeth. It's okay, I will get some new ones so I can go into the night and drink blood once more. It's much better than hammering than out. That is true. That is true. That is absolutely true. Remind your viewers to follow. Oh, I can't do that, Twitch. Don't ask me to do that. That's weird. Thank you, Cece. Thank you. Thank you very much. Oh, I'm actually raiding out very quickly after this, Foxy, because this is a charity raid train. So in 2 minutes, we are leaving. We are going to see Otter, who will tell you more creepy stories. Thank you, Fluffy. Thank you. Thanks for Trick and Treat. You got both because I feel like you work together on this one. The lack of red wine. I don't have wine. I do have rosé. Next time. Next time. Yeah, you smashed through my 100 goal. I only set it to 100 because I was very uncertain of myself, but maybe I'll do more charity streams. Of course, Bagger. Twitch doesn't know how not to be weird. That's true. It is true. Hello, Cole. Hello. We got bamboozled. It's true. It's true. Okay, let me look at the actual timer. Okay. In 45 seconds, we are leaving. It's a countdown now. This vampire only has diluted blood available. Yes, I get it from the blood bank because I don't want to bother people. I am still Canadian, so I don't want to bother anybody with my teeth. Sufo, and I was very happy to join you for this. And now, before I get murdered by a man in a banana hat with rosé.
You're rosé.
Thank you, sir. I am going to close this door. And I will see you at Otter's place. I don't know that you have a raid message that you want to use already. Is it that one? Is it the duck trick or treat duck? That will be the raid message. That will be the raid message. I will see you there. I'm now closing this door forever. Farewell. I mean, farewell.